broken!
The Rock has fully embraced his villainous persona. Going into WrestleMania 40, he beat Cody Rhodes to a bloody pulp on Raw and whipped him with a weight belt as he said he would. He pinned the American Nightmare at WrestleMania Night 1, picking up the win for his team before Cody beat Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. He is also seen cussing out his opponents on live TV, which adds an extra layer of intensity, making his character something truly remarkable. The Rock is someone who has been a fan favorite for a lot of his career, but his latest version as a narcissist heel works well with the current scenario in WWE. This all started when the audience completely rejected the idea of him replacing Cody Rhodes for his match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, with a certain portion of the fans outright booing him. The Rock said, quote, "You want to hate me? I'll give you a reason for it," end quote, and turned heel. This turned out to be a great decision as the final boss, as he wants to call himself, decided to elevate two of wrestling's beloved stars, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. This is not the first time The Rock has turned to the dark side due to fan reaction. After making his WWE debut at Survivor Series 1996 as Rocky Maivia, he did not get the fan support the WWE anticipated. This version of The Rock is the weakest one, as he was just a guy who was happy to be there. It seemed as if he had no charisma. Even though he was booked in high-profile matches and clinched the Intercontinental Championship, he failed to connect with the audience. Chants of "Die Rocky Die" and "Rocky sucks" echoed in the arena wherever he went. The Rock himself revealed that he wasn't authentic during this time, but very soon, that would change. In August 1997, Maivia turned heel by joining a villainous group, Nation of Domination, led by Farouk. This marked a significant shift in his character as he embraced a more rebellious and aggressive persona. He even lashed out at fans saying Rocky is a lot of things, but sucks isn't one of them. This, ladies and gentlemen, was the beginning of greatness. He started showcasing his cocky and arrogant side, which resonated with audiences and helped him establish himself during the Attitude Era, a time when WWE was pushing the boundaries. The Rock's ability to command the microphone and deliver promos played a crucial role in his rise to stardom. He had a natural gift for cutting promos that captivated audiences and left a lasting impression. His witty insults, catchphrases, and larger-than-life personality made him a watched superstar, even as a villainous character.
Know your role and shut your mouth!
He became so popular that WWE made him the leader of Nation of Domination, kicking Farouk out. It was not long after this that he won the WWE Championship at Survivor Series 1998. He aligned himself with Vince McMahon, starting the corporate Rock character, who embodied corporate greed, arrogance, and entitlement. His ruthless approach in the ring also gave him an edge over his opponents. Remember his I Quit match with Mankind at Royal Rumble 1999? The Rock literally smashed Mankind's head with steel chairs multiple times. It was hard to watch, but it propelled The Rock to the next level of stardom, coming out as a badass heel. This was the time when fans realized that The Rock was no joke. Following this, he started a career-defining rivalry with Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was the biggest babyface in the company at the time. Austin needed a strong antagonist. McMahon was his biggest rival, but he couldn't have matches with the Texas Rattlesnake, so The Rock was the best option for this. He was equally charismatic on the mic and had proved himself as a villain. So a match was set between the two at WrestleMania 15, and the People's Champ unsuccessfully defended his WWE Championship against Austin in the main event of the show of shows. Little more than 2 years after turning heel, The Rock was main eventing WrestleMania, and all this happened because of one small change in his character, turning heel. However, his heel character just laid the groundwork for his eventual transition to a face character, and after being a villain for around 2 years, The Rock started his journey of a beloved fan favorite. This allowed him to fully embrace the people's support and start calling himself the People's Champion. His electrifying promos, entertaining matches, and larger-than-life personality endeared him to audiences around the world, solidifying his status as one of the biggest stars in wrestling history. Steve Austin had to take some time off in 1999, and the Great One filled his shoes as the top star in WWE. He became bigger and bigger and bigger, winning numerous WWE championships and main eventing WrestleMania 2000, 2001, and 2002. The Rock continued to be the face of the company. He gained significant momentum and began attracting more attention from mainstream audiences, making appearances in music videos, commercials, and late-night talk shows. However, this wasn't enough for the Great One, as he aspired to become a Hollywood star. Wrestlers trying to be actors wasn't new in WWE. Many former WWE stars such as Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, and Roddy Piper had tried their luck in Hollywood, but The Rock's Hollywood career was going to be a whole different thing. He did The Mummy Returns, which was released in 2001, and it received one of the biggest openings in Hollywood and became a huge hit. The Rock was rolling on success, and it was just getting started. Now, he was still in WWE, and at WrestleMania 18, he had probably the biggest match of his career against Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Hogan was a heel at the time, but the Toronto crowd decided to cheer for Hogan instead of The Rock. It was the first time in years that The Rock was booed, but he remained a fan favorite. This was in 2002, and around this time, a breed of new wrestlers like Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Randy Orton, and Batista came to WWE. It was a perfect time for change, so The Rock decided to focus on his Hollywood career. He was planning to take some time off from WWE after dropping his championship to Lesnar at SummerSlam to shoot for the Scorpion King and the prequel to The Mummy Returns. The fans knew this, and they did not like it. The Rock had been a cornerstone of WWE programming during the Attitude Era, and his departure was viewed by some fans as him turning his back on the industry and the loyal fan base that had supported him throughout his wrestling career. During his match against Lesnar, the crowd booed The Rock and chanted "Rocky sucks" and "You sold out." The People's Champ was visibly pissed after the match. He grabbed the microphone and said, "Whether you like it or don't, The Rock still leaves here as the People's Champion. As of now, Sing Along with The Rock is over." He was hurt and let his frustrations out on the microphone. For the next few months, there was no Rock in WWE as he was busy making movies. Then, on the January 30th, 2003 episode of SmackDown, Vince McMahon revealed that The Rock would be returning to WWE to face Hulk Hogan at No Way Out 2003. The Rock had worked with Hogan the previous year at WrestleMania 18 and was booed, so this was the perfect match to establish him as a villain again. When he came back, he completely abandoned the fan support and became an arrogant heel. Prior to their match, The Rock also gave some hilarious promos mocking Hogan. He absolutely cooked the Hulkster in these segments.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. What you gonna do?
He was taking in the negativity that the fans were showing him and doing it with great pride too. At No Way Out, The Rock came out with a different theme song, which reflected his Hollywood persona. It was a remix of his classic entrance theme, incorporating elements that reflected his status as a crossover star in the entertainment industry. Accompanied by this theme song, The Rock made his entrance with style and swagger, commanding the attention of the audience with every step. He once again defeated Hulk Hogan at the pay-per-view, and following this, he graced his presence on Raw, becoming an exclusive star for the Red brand. He then proceeded to cut a vicious promo on the Toronto crowd, who first decided to boo him at WrestleMania 18. This is remembered as one of the most iconic moments in WWE history. You remember that quote, "Hey, yay, hooray, he said Toronto, we live in Toronto, yay, yeah, shut up," end quote. Yeah, that was it. The Rock tore into the crowd and launched into a verbal assault on the audience, delivering insults and taunts with razor-sharp precision.
Take all your booze, stick them straight up your maple syrup sucking candy asset.
His delivery was filled with venom and intensity. If you haven't watched this promo, you need to watch it like right now. It is one of the best promos in WWE history by far. The reason why he was on Raw was to come face to face with someone he had a long history with, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Up until this time, he faced Austin 2 times at WrestleMania, and both times, the Texas Rattlesnake came out on top. The Rock couldn't have it that way this time though. He wanted to beat Austin at the grandest stage of them all. But before he could get to Austin, Hurricane got in his way. Yeah, remember that superhero? They interacted in some of the most hilarious backstage segments on Raw. The Great One engaged in his witty banter, exchanging insults with Hurricane, who held his own in the verbal sparring, showcasing his quick wit and comedic timing. Surprisingly, they had great chemistry and they did some great comedy work. This was eventually settled in a match between The Rock and Hurricane, with the Hurricane actually going over. Yes, one of the biggest stars in the world lost to Hurricane. This shows how selfless the Great One is, who prioritizes elevating others for the greater good of the industry. However, he lost that match because of Austin's interference, paving the way for their eventual showdown at WrestleMania 19. Before their match, The Rock held his first ever rock concert, dissing Austin, again delivering an entertaining segment. At WrestleMania 19, The Rock finally defeated Austin in a one-on-one match and retired Stone Cold from wrestling. The next night on Raw, he was speared by Goldberg on his debut, setting the stage for their clash at Backlash 2003. Leading up to the showdown with the WCW icon, The Rock entertained audiences with his humor in segments. He lost his match to Goldberg, and this was it for the Hollywood Rock character. He again decided to focus on his Hollywood career and left WWE. He did make sporadic returns to the company, but not as a heel, but as a fan favorite, and that makes sense. Naturally, The Rock is one of the most beloved stars in WWE, making it seemingly unnecessary for him to play the role of a villain. He engaged in feuds with CM Punk and John Cena in 2012 and 2013, and in both of them, he was the fan favorite. Actually, he didn't turn heel after 2003 until now. When he came back in on Day 1, 2024 to interrupt Jinder Mahal, fans were excited to see him. He even teased a match with Roman Reigns and fans cheered. That was because Cody Rhodes had not won the Royal Rumble at the time. But when Cody won the Rumble and seemingly gave his spot to The Rock, fans felt betrayed. You see, The Rock is a beloved star in WWE, but Cody had made a connection with newer fans in the past few years who wanted to see him finish his story, and seeing The Rock step in Cody's place did not sit well with the fans, and they started revolting against the idea of The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. Also, the fact that The Rock had joined the board of directors of TKO, the parent company of WWE, prior to this, did not help his situation, as fans felt the Great One was throwing his weight around. There was no other choice than for The Rock to turn heel after 11 long years. The Rock turned to the dark side, and you can see the results. Soon after turning heel, The Rock joined the Bloodline, and the faction has undoubtedly reaped the rewards of The Rock aligning himself with the group. The Bloodline was already a force to reckon with, but with the Great One joining, it became one of the most dominant factions, if not the most dominant faction in WWE. He started referring to Cody's fans as Cody Crybabies, and also began insulting the fans like he used to. This new character of The Rock comes as a strong antagonist for both Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, as both of them have issues with the Final Boss. And by the way, I have to say, the Final Boss is such a cool name for this character. It is a rendition of both of his previous heel characters, the Corporate Rock and the Hollywood Rock. It fits well. The build up to WrestleMania 40 has been fire because The Rock's willingness to go out of his way to make things personal. A few weeks ago, he dragged Cody around the arena with blood pouring all over his body. The next week, Him and Roman Reigns whipped Cody and Seth with a weight belt. With this, Cody and Seth come off as more sympathetic babyfaces. His involvement in the main event scene benefited everyone, and it led to one of the best WrestleMania main events of all time. He pinned Cody Rhodes at the grandest stage of them all. That tag team match was fun to watch, and it even saw Roman accidentally spearing The Rock. Some people were even speculating that The Rock would turn on the Tribal Chief on night 2 during the WWE Universal Championship match between Roman and Cody. But that didn't happen, and that's the right decision on WWE's part. However, The Rock was still there on night 2, as many expected. He was there to help his cousin retain the championship, but ultimately, it was Cody who came out on top and ended Roman's historic title reign. The Raw after Mania saw Rock confronting the new WWE Universal Champion Cody Rhodes and told him that he would be coming for him very soon before going out. This is the best the WWE can do right now. Cody's hot, he's a babyface. The Rock is hot, and he's a heel. Why not book a single feud between them? Rock has already shown interest in working with Cody, and the fact that he pinned Rhodes at night 1 puts him in the perfect position to challenge the new champion. It will help Cody propel himself to even greater heights as well. However, many fans still expect The Rock to turn on Roman Reigns to become a good guy again, but who are we to say that? The Rock is playing the heel character to perfection, so why end it now? Why not keep this going? Well, the end goal of The Rock coming back to WWE is for him to face Roman Reigns, and this match has to happen at some point. People expect Reigns to be the bad guy, but what if the dynamic is the Tribal Chief being positioned as the fan favorite and Rock portraying the hated heel? Now that Reigns' historic title run has ended, he no longer possesses the power within the bloodline. This could lead to a dissension within the group and Rock taking control of the bloodline, a group that Roman started. The clash between Rock and Reigns remains the inevitable conclusion, and the Tribal Chief stands to gain the most if WWE successfully navigates his current character journey alongside the Great One's commitment to his heel persona. This new character of The Rock also allows for more future storylines in WWE. The Rock's rival from the past, Triple H, is running things in WWE, and with The Rock being a heel on the board of TKO, gives the possibility of a power struggle storyline in the company. History has shown that when The Rock adopts a villainous persona, those around him tend to thrive. Ask Mick Foley, ask Stone Cold Steve Austin, hell, ask Hurricane. They have all benefited from a villainous Rock. It is only a matter of time before current WWE stars get the benefit of him being a heel. Lastly, WWE is in need of a powerful authority figure, and who's better to play that role than The Rock?
Let The Rock tell you in Chinese. Ding bong ding dong, he's Stone Cold. Aye!
The Rock is genetically electrifying.